So I have been in a lot of upheaval this past week or 10 days, as I've been mentally committed to starting to book shows, to put myself out there, starting to book shows, book podcasts, book podcast guest speaking opportunities for myself, right? I'm going on an influence tour. I want to guest speak on 50 podcasts in 100 days. But I've been delayed in sending out those emails, starting to send out email guesting requests, and it's caused me a lot of mental turmoil and feeling that I'm behind, thinking I'm not getting things done, thinking everything's collapsing and failing around me. And I had this epiphany of oh my gosh, this is just like my mortgage sales days, where I had a tremendous success as a loan officer. And then before that, when I had a ton of success, when I started having success in sales, and I would build these campaigns, and I realized, oh my gosh, it's the exact same thing that was happening, or that it's the same process as back then. It's just happening now in regards to going on an influence tour and guest speaking on 50 podcasts in 100 days to get your message out. So I'm going to talk about that correlation, or that awareness. Anyway, it's going to be a super fun episode. How's that for an intro? Listen in.
You know when someone is selling from stage, and at the end, the audience gets up and rushes to the back of the room to buy? That's a table rush. My name is Mischa Z, and the Table Rush Talk Show is all about bringing you the tools, strategies, and tactics that you can use to grow your audience and inspire them to buy.
So, yeah, I had this awareness of the correlation, excuse me, getting over a little cold. I had this awareness of the correlation of when I used to do marketing campaigns back in the mortgage days, and that correlating with going on an influence tour to put yourself out there on podcasts, to guest speak on podcasts, and so I've been putting together my list of people to start requesting that I speak on their podcast. So I've got that initial list of 50 or 100 shows down. I know how I'm going to search for those shows now. I've got that system dialed in to find more shows. I know how to get their email addresses quickly and efficiently. I know what I'm going to talk about when I'm on those shows. So it's time to start booking. It's time to start pitching myself to shows. What I'm calling my pod pitch guesting request email script or template. Call it what you want. But I've been working away on this email script for a couple of weeks now. Oh my goodness, it feels like. And especially over this last week, I've been trying to dial it in, and I keep having fits and starts of getting ready to start sending emails out. And like I said, I was feeling super insecure about the emails, like thinking these are not good enough. They're not where I want them to be. And so what was I doing is, I would say, all right, I'm sending emails today, and I'd put it on the calendar, and I would plan to do it. And then, of course, I wasn't sending the emails, and So writing it on the calendar and not doing it. Writing on the calendar and not doing it. And somewhere I shifted to, all right, stop saying you're going to send out the emails and shift to focus time on getting the email script where you want it to be. Like, buckle down, take the time, dial it in. Buckle down, take the time, dial it in. And that's where I had the epiphany of like, oh my gosh, that's what I used to do back in the mortgage days. The process is almost exactly the same. When I was in mortgages, I'd find a new niche that I would want to target. And keep in mind that the markets are shifting all the time in the mortgage industry. So, you're constantly trying to find new customers, market to your old customers. So as you're building what's called your book of business, and as interest rates go up or down, or purchase markets come and go, or prices go up and down on houses, or interest rates go up and down, so refi booms come and go, or there's constant shifting in the real estate and mortgage industry. So I would go find a new list of people to mine. So I'd take the time, find the list, refine the list, take the parameters, take some focused time and energy to build the lead list of mortgage people that I wanted to market to, and the new niche that I would find, or maybe remarket to an existing niche, but you still need to refine that list. And so that's what I have done on the podcast guesting front. I've put together my list of podcasts that I want to speak on, the initial list, and I've built the parameters, which is amazing. And then you start, putting together your marketing, your marketing flyers. You're building the content of what you're going to send to the people in the mortgage realm, real estate industry. And I actually took some notes on this, so I'm going to read from the notes and help make this episode a little more concise. So literally what I have was have the awareness of the correlation of when I used to do marketing campaigns back in the mortgage days, trying to get the flyer right, the list built, the initial phone scripts together, and then the launch. And that took some time. And then you would launch, and it would be go time. You'd be on the phones all the time. Flyers would be going out weekly. Then you're pushing all the paper to get the loans through. And this is kind of the same thing. I'm getting the pod pitch email invite script right. I'm doing the prep work. I'm getting getting the initial pod pitch script together is taking a little is taking a little longer than I want it to. But it will be worth it. Like, that's the big awareness that I had. I was like, oh yeah, the correlation is there. Like, don't beat yourself up. This will come together. You're putting all the pieces into place so that you can efficiently start the marketing machine, right? So it will be worth it, and it's giving me the confidence to send, test, and try, and then adjust as necessary. Hopefully all this makes sense. Is that making sense? So I'm really just trying to be easy on myself now and trust the timing. And actually, as I've said on a couple previous episodes, like, the emails have started going out. So I am super confident right now as emails are starting to go out, as I got my pod pitch email script dialed in. I took the time, I buckled down, I got it together, quit beating myself up. I just moved the timeline of when I was going to start sending emails, just adjusted that a little bit, trusting that, hey, this is just like the mortgage days where I would do these massive campaigns and drive hundreds of millions of dollars in loan revenue, right? I would build the list, then I would build the marketing flyer, then I would make the phone scripts. So when people called in, we knew what to say, when to say it. Or when we were executing the telemarketing side of that campaign, we would have our front line dialed in. The front line is the first thing that you say when you telemarket and somebody answers the phone. So that could be, "Hi, this is Mischa with Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. I'm calling to see if I could interest you in our discounted mortgage rates." That's what I used to say. That was my front line for a long time, and when I would do my mortgage telemarketing campaigns. But you're building out all these systems so that you can wash, rinse, and repeat, and then efficiently, bring people in, get loans in, so I can efficiently start guest speaking on shows. And then as you've gotten your first round of good enough templates done, of good enough emails done, of good enough phone scripting done, you adjust as you move forward to what's working. You add more of what's working, and you take out less of what isn't working. And in the background of all this, oh my gosh, I've had a cold. And man, having a cold, I had a cold for a good lingering cold for like 5 or 7 days, and having a cold sucks, and it can sap your energy, and I'm all trying to get stuff done and thinking that more time and effort is going to fix the problem, when really what I needed to do was be resting. My coach Stephanie was like, "Hey, be easy on yourself. Like this week, let's work on being cognizant of when you need to rest, when you need to lay down on the couch, when you need to meditate for a few minutes, when you need to, mentally recoup, physically recoup, and more time and effort is not going to solve the problem. Putting more time and effort into it, what is going to help you is resting, recharging, and being more efficient in those times that you have to actually work." And so this cold in the background was beating me up. As I said, I'm going on launch, I'm launching, but really what I've done is I'm starting booking. I'm starting to try to book shows. Anyhow, I think you get it. So I'm seeing the correlation between my mortgage marketing days and my salesman days, and now between that and marketing myself to go speak on podcasts. I have a lot more confidence. I have a lot more trust in the system of what I'm creating and building and trying to achieve. And I've always known this, and it's been giving me the confidence to do it and to help people do it and to show people how to do it. But boy, you get a little bit sick, or part of the process starts taking a little bit longer, or the script isn't coming together as I wanted to, so I don't have the confidence to start sending it. And being sick, and oh my gosh, I was starting to beat myself up and be frustrated, and honestly wanting to quit a little bit. But I'm just going to say the power of a coach to help me really just stay in the moment. She really was positive or impactful with me on like, hey, maybe work for 30 minutes and then walk away for 30 minutes, or work for 45 minutes or 30 minutes and then walk away for 15 minutes, and maybe only work for 2 or 3 hours in the day as you're trying to recover from this cold. And And but my script is good. Emails are going out. Hopefully I'll start getting responses soon, getting podcast guesting appearances booked. And be easy on yourself, people. Take the time to rest, recharge, so you'll be more efficient in the time that you're working. All right, that's what I've got for you today. Enjoy the day.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Table Rush Talk Show. For resources to help you sell your stuff, go to belove.media/resources. That's belove.media/resources. And be sure to subscribe, comment, 5-star, and share. Thank you again for listening.